Welcome everybody. This is Salid and this is King Shit Talk. And this is a smooth Saturday. I know you guys not used to seeing me on Saturdays, but this is something you need to get used to because every single Saturday I'll be doing smooth Saturdays and I'll be having my co-host Kev here with me. It's gonna be a lot looser, a lot more laid back, funnier sometimes, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about real issues. So we'll still have some of those as well. I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for spending a little bit of your weekend with us. And those on the Wisdom app, you know, I always appreciate y'all. Everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube, we appreciate you. How you doing, Kev?
Yo, what's up with you, man? On this Saturday evening. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Brother, man, let me tell you something. It was hotter than two buffalo asses in Arizona today. I cannot
Hey,
do this. And it was blazing.
I'm
I,
just happy that everybody else started to get a little bit of it because here in Florida, I'm talking about the last about 10 days, it's been unreal. And everybody else I asked up in Georgia, other places, it's been all right, but not. But today, my cousin here in Atlanta, he was like, yeah, it finally made it to us. I'm glad everybody else being able to get them a little bit.
bro, let me tell you something. It was like 90 degrees today. It felt like all the 115.
Hey, hey, that's child's play 90 degrees, man. It's been like 97, 98,
Oh,
and
no.
feeling in the hundreds. So yeah, we've been getting it. We've been getting it
I
lately.
can't do it. I can't do
Hmm.
it at all. Well,
Yes,
what did you you know that I normally do my podcast on Thursday nights. What did you think when I said I was doing them on Saturdays as well? How did that make you feel, especially with knowing that you were going to be here every Saturday too?
I think for the most part, initially one may think, well, that's the weekend, you know what I'm saying? But the crowd that you normally attract, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we may step out, but like I told you the other day, like for me, them club every week days gone. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
on the weekend, that's why I was saying maybe you can even do it a little later because you might pull out a bottle of wine or you might hang out a little longer because you normally don't have to work the next day. So I think it's cool. I think a lot of people have a little something to kind of be engaged with on the weekend and just kind of wind down with a little adult beverage, on the weekend. You might miss ones or twos just because they might step out a little bit, but I think
yeah,
for the most part, I think a Saturday evening around this time is pretty decent.
yeah. I feel you, and that's what I was feeling too. A lot of people have rough weeks. I know I have rough weeks
Mhm.
sometimes, and hopefully, what we can do is bring a little laughter and a little bit of clouds for them to lay on
Right,
Saturdays. Now, like I
right.
said,
Look,
though, that's not to say that we won't get serious, but it won't be
hmm
as serious
right.
as the Thursday nights. Now, tonight we're going to be going through those love languages
Oh yeah.
because that's been a hot topic in the past couple of days, and I think mainly because people people know about love languages, but I think really getting into those things and actually performing them or doing them to fit whomever they're with, that's where we get
Mhm.
crossed up a little bit. So we're gonna go through those love languages, and there's some uh, ways that we're told how to communicate those love languages, and we're gonna see what's happening with them. Now, that first one. Well, first, let me ask you though: are you familiar with love languages?
Yeah, I am now. Well, I'm 35 now. I didn't even hear about. I've never heard anybody say love language until I was about 29, 30. So my early adulthood, I didn't know what that was, but now I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it got so big too, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm 46 and I didn't hear the phrase love language until like 2019. So
Right.
I don't know what
When did it
caused
come
it.
out? Is it a thing? Did it come out like officially, or has it been here for years and years, but it's just not catching wind with a lot of us in the last couple of years?
It probably that because
Right.
I didn't hear anyone mention love language until like I said, like 2019. Before that, I didn't hear it formally being called the love language. So I have no idea. What I do know is once I started investigating and researching it, I mean, a lot of it is very factual. A lot of the things that I saw, it helped me understand a lot more about what I wanted, what I desired, and those around me. But we're gonna get into this first one is words of affirmation.
Right.
It says the way we communicate words of affirmation is to encourage, affirm, appreciate, and listen actively. Now, from your point of view, do you think that we do that?
Like us as men or people in general? Or what?
Uh, Both. We'll start with us as men, and then we'll say people in general.
Uh, I guess to each his own. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I used to use it a lot. I try to make a conscious effort to kind of verbalize things a little bit better now, but I used to, didn't. I didn't used to use them, but people need that, you know what I'm saying? They really do. Whether it's your particular love language or not, I think everybody needs a little encouragement, little, affirmation every now and then. So men
I think
probably don't
though,
use it as much. I don't know. What you think?
you don't think so?
You know
I
what I'm saying?
think
I'm talking
I
about
think
like give it to women a lot as they give it to us.
but see, I feel like the words of affirmation comes kind of naturally for people, period. Because when it's
Mm,
saying encouraging and affirming and appreciate and listen actively, I think a lot of times we verbally show appreciation for people, but we may not physically do it,
right. We might not
especially
show it,
when
we
it
might
comes to
say it.
men. Because just saying thank you, yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
saying thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
is
okay.
words of affirmation. Just saying, baby, you look good today. That's a word of
Okay.
affirmation. But
Oh, well,
when
yeah,
if
yeah.
a woman doesn't feel,
Mm,
yeah, if a woman doesn't
yeah.
feel appreciated, then we missing the mark. We
I
missing the
was thinking
mark
a
on that.
little deeper though.
Now,
I was thinking
do
like
you think that women?
I was thinking like if your woman been working hard all week or something like that, and you come to her like, hey, I see you grinding, I appreciate your hard work. I was thinking a little bit deeper, but yeah, as far as thank you or you look pretty today, yeah, we'll throw that out pretty frequently.
Do you think we kind of throw that out a little too much?
Yeah, most
Because
definitely.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of women say that they hear it all the time. They hear it
Oh yeah.
every day, or
Hmm.
they hear it from a lot of randoms. And so, do you think men are a
Hmm.
little too loose with words of affirmation?
Yeah. Now that you put it like that, yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with yeah. Probably now that I got a better understanding of how you put it, I agree with you. We probably do use it a little too much, so much so that it doesn't stick the way it needs to a woman. They hear it, can't even go pump some gas. They hear, hey, beautiful, this, that, and the third. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, because a lot of
I'm,
times I think it can they can become numb to it, and not only
right.
can they become numb to it, but a lot of men can I guess become numb to even showing words of affirmation because they might feel like they're saying it so much, and then depending on how the woman responds to it, especially if she hear it all the time anyway, then he might feel like, okay, this is null and void. I may as well not even spit it at her like that.
You're right. Yeah. So yeah, we do dish it out a little bit too much. So it'll be good if we kind of take a step back on saying it. You know what? Like I'm only say it when I'm really being purposeful with it, or when I'm really trying to get somewhere with it instead of just spitting it out. You know. But
Exactly.
I don't really see, I don't really see that happening as a whole.
Nah. Uh-uh. It's
Nah,
not gonna start. It's gonna stay.
we're gonna be spitting it out in our sleep just like we've
Yep.
been doing. All right.
Then it says some actions to take when it comes to that particular love language is to send an unexpected note, text, or card. And see,
Mm,
I, I think what it means is to someone that's going to be receptive to it, because you can't just do that to any and everybody. It has
Right.
to be someone that's going to receive it. Because just going off this, basically just what it looks like, that's telling somebody to just do it to whenever they feel like it. Whoever
Right.
they feel like doing it to. But you got to have that discernment. You got to doggone fill them out, read the room.
hmm Now,
Now,
there's ways. I was gonna say, now there's ways men can get creative. Like, okay, I know she done heard it this way 20 times this week. I'm gonna spice it up. There's ways people get creative to try to get
yeah,
beyond that surface. But that's your own individual journey. You got to come up with something to get creative. But to each his own. And if a woman wants to hear it from you, that helps out too.
that part. Now we got kangaroos popping all over the place on Facebook.
hmm
They say they can't hear anything over there on Facebook. I don't even know what else to do. I mean, I can I can wrangle the kangaroos, tie them up, try to throw them in the basement. I don't know.
So
I
are
don't,
we on? We're not on Facebook. We're on
no,
StreamYard right now.
we're on Facebook, we're
Oh,
on
oh.
YouTube, we're on Wisdom app. Uh, do you feel like? How do you feel? Oh, they said they can hear now. Okay, good.
Okay.
I guess the kangaroos got afraid and stopped hopping.
All
It
right.
is a storm coming up where I am too, though, so maybe that's got a little bit to do with it. But do you think that women are good with giving words of affirmation?
The right woman is. You know what I'm saying? The right one. And like I said, I'm thinking a little bit deeper than just talking to a random guy. You know, I'm talking like your woman. She know you've been working
Yeah,
hard.
let's
She
talk
know
about
you
in relationship.
right, okay. She know you've been getting it all week. She know you're tired. She know you pressing through. You know what I'm saying? She know you still making things happen. That's why I was saying earlier, I think women are a little bit better than we are. Um, but yeah, I think so. The right one is though. They know when their man need it. You know what I'm saying? They can give it to him.
I agree. I think when
Mm,
women are really invested in their man, I think they're a lot better at the words of affirmation than men are, because women see beyond what's in front of them most times. A
right.
man, a lot of time we as men hold things in, but even if you holding
hmm
something in, the right woman, like you said, she gonna see through all that, and
Yeah.
she gonna know something's wrong. She knows when to encourage, when to lift up, when not to tear down. So yeah, I definitely think they definitely get one up on us when it comes to words of affirmation. Now
Right.
this next one, physical touch. It says
Right.
nonverbal use of body language and touch to show love. Now, how
Okay.
well do you think we operate in the physical touch love language?
Uh, once again, to each his own, to each one of these love languages. But we probably physical touch like the microwave. You know what I'm saying? When we touch and we trying to get it on. You know what I'm saying? So, but women probably do it a little bit better with the everything else type stuff. Because I like if I'm sitting on the couch, come over beside me, rub on my head or whatever. That type of stuff. So yeah, I think women probably are a little better at it. But yeah, I think that's important. And I heard you say body language in general. Can that be without even touching? Could that be just some general body language?
You know how those winks and those lip bites and stuff
Yeah.
get at the it's
Uh,
all kinds of
yeah.
hither and dials and motions and head
Right.
nods and
Uh,
letting the shadows hit just in the right place. They
right.
they real good at that. But I
Yeah.
think um I don't know if it's got to the equal point now, but I know a lot of guys are more into the holding hands and public displays of affection and stuff than it was, a while ago. I
Right.
see
Right.
guys out with their ladies or whatever, and they hugged up with them. They'll kiss them on the cheek
hmm
and stuff. So I think that physical touch for a lot of you know dudes is one track. They're thinking about one way. Hey, that physical touch is in the bed. but I think
Hmm.
we've gotten a lot better as men with the physical touch. Like I was saying, the nonverbal, showing appreciation, showing love, and not having the actual touch. Now, this says the actions to take for that are hugs, kisses, and cuddling. Now, do you think men are more apt to enjoy cuddling now than we used to be?
Yeah, I think because overall it's kind of looked at maybe like a softer thing. So especially in public, a guy may feel like, hey, let's not do all that, because it's considered like a little soft thing. So they may be more apt to do it at home or behind closed doors. And women are actually softer, so they may be prone to do it anywhere. But I ain't never had a problem with that, man. I feel like uh as long as I, got love for you or love you, you my woman. If you're good enough to if you're good enough for me to make you my woman, why would I be like? First of all, I don't care about what somebody say. Oh man, he soft, he holding his girl hand. Like, nah, I ain't never had a problem with that. So I don't mind holding hands, boo it up a little bit. I don't really like doing all. Some people do a little too much. They'll be tonguing each other down in the bar. So I just think that's a little bit much. But for the most part, I don't mind that. I could tear the
Yeah,
back up a little bit.
in my youth, I wasn't too keen on it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, yeah,
it was
we
kind of
always
like,
are. Yeah.
yeah, it did feel kind of weird.
Uh,
Now in my seasoned years, I don't mind it at all. Now I don't like a
right.
lot of them that hind quarter action. Don't be doing too
Hmm.
much with my darn backside meat. But other
Right.
than that,
Yeah.
that physical touch,
Yeah.
that that doggone
Hey,
that physical touch is all right.
I seen somebody did a little video. It was on Instagram or something, and the girl put it. She was like, "It's cool." Hey, she had like her man slapped her booty, and it was like it's cool when they do it, and then it flipped it to her slapping his booty, and then he looked back looking crazy, and then the part came on. So probably when I do it, but for real, nah, you ain't
Bro.
got nah, that's for me to do to you. Don't be playing with my backside like that, man.
Nah, bro. I gotta keep that neutral.
Oh yeah, uh,
Now, how do you feel like women come about with the physical touch aspect of it? Do you think they good with it?
oh yeah, they be ready to kind of rub up on you and all that. So I think it's second nature to them. We just coming along, and as we grew up a little bit, from day one, I think a woman really. But then again, to each his own. Like I said, with all of them, some women probably
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't do all that, that lovey dovey. You know what I'm saying? You
Hey,
never
I
know.
know some.
Yeah,
I know a handful of women that's like that. They be like, nah, don't be touching me. They ain't with it.
but that'd be a problem with me. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be a problem for me. Not a huge problem, but I'm gonna want to rub up on you. I'm gonna want you to rub up on me. So
But a lot of stuff, if you notice, there's a lot that is kind of flipped when it comes to men and women. As far as the quote unquote softness and the hardness, that's kind of flipped roles and stuff. A lot of men are more affectionate now, and a lot of women are more, hey,
hard.
yo, like, hey, go on
Yeah.
about your business. You know what I mean? So I don't know the why behind it or even the when it happened, but it's like one day we blinked and things were just different. Tammy
Yeah,
said,
that
"What
ain't.
flavor Kool-Aid you drinking on, Kev?"
Oh, I got. I'm actually drinking a little. I usually like every night I've been on here. I'm on those refreshers big from Dunkin' Donuts, and I try to keep it PG-13, but I threw a little Stella Rose in it with it, a little Stella Rose Black mixed in with it, just to kind of set the vibe. So
Yo,
it's Saturday night, so I think it's fitting for the night.
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, have you ever staying on physical touch?
Hmm.
Hypothetically, if you met a woman and every box checked off, everything was good,
Hmm.
but she did not like, too much physical touch. How would that work for you? Like and let me go a little deeper with it.
uh,
Only because I heard a woman actually say this. She does not open mouth kiss. She's like pecks are it. Hugs can last no longer than a second. And if y'all in the bed together, going to sleep or something, bodies cannot touch. How would you handle that?
now, I wouldn't let it be a deal breaker because I'm kind of like I'm a firm believer in that give or take 80-20 type thing. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect for you. So maybe that might be the one that I can give on a little bit. Now, don't be telling me that we ain't finna have sex. Don't now that's gonna be a no. But if you don't like to be booed up now
But
once
no is
sleep,
no.
what you mean? No, it's no with sex.
No, you said don't tell you. Hey, if she say it ain't popping off like that, then that's just what it is. You go ahead and doggone get you
So
some Nesquik and some Oreos and just watch a movie that night.
So in a particular instance, right? Not all the time. You just like, nah, I really don't like to have sex. Really, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
big,
okay.
bro. That's big. Like I don't know, like how often? Like how often is not really? Once a week, twice a week,
Let's say,
three three times a month.
yeah. Let's say she like that on average once a week.
Uh, Once a week, okay, thinking realistically. I'm thinking like adults. Because sometimes you get in the hustle and bustle, you're tired. Sometimes you might look up like, dang, what I'm saying? It's been 3-4 days, or it's been a week. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm gonna need you to kind of, if we could if we could do it once a week, a few of them weeks I'm gonna need you to give. You know what I'm saying? We look up like, dang, we did it 3-4 times this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need a few of them every now and then. It's give and take, man. It's give and take.
That's one of them things y'all gonna have to discuss.
Why not though? That's it. You just don't like to do it. I need you to explain it to me. Is it me? That's what I'm just. Is it me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to explain this, baby.
And that seems to be always the first thing that a person thinks is that it's them.
Right. Yeah.
And I think part of that, the communicative parts of it is like you said, the why, finding out what's going on. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Instead of us going all the way left with the thinking that it's us, and then just moving off of that. Robbie said, "I don't know how
Right.
people enjoy a relationship with no sex at all. I could never." Hey, it's rascals
With
out there though.
with none at all, that we need is we got to have a power. I got to know what's up. Like you think I can
And
continue
that's got
going
to
like
be
this?
discussed before we get in the relationship.
Yeah, it really does. Because if it's not discussed at first, or we were doing it a lot at first and something changed, I need to know what changed.
Yeah,
And I think that is a big concern. Is it me? And if it's me, we need to discuss why it's me or what can we do to change
yeah,
this. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't no sex addict. We ain't got to do it 4, 5, 6 days a week. But at the same time, I don't need to be a task for you. I don't need to be
yeah.
like, oh, okay, all right, come on. Nah, no, that ain't. We ain't rocking like that.
Lady Poetic said once a week couldn't do it in a relationship. Well,
I
hey,
mean, I
yeah,
guess I guess it depends. Both of them may not. They might be on that way, or they may be extremely busy, or they may.
yeah,
Hopefully, it's never really because you fall out of love with each other, but it could
yeah.
be
As
that
long
you're
as long
busy.
as that's not the case, then
Right,
I guess it could be worked on. As long as the love or the like is still there, then I guess it could be worked on. But
right.
let's go on to this one: receiving gifts. It
Oh yeah.
said thoughtfulness make your spouse a priority. The
Hmm.
actions are give thoughtful gifts and gestures, express gratitude, when receiving gifts. Now, are you a gift giver? Do you enjoy giving gifts?
I love seeing people that I love happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I love to be thoughtful in my giving. You know what I'm saying? It might be something very small and tedious, but means so much because you see that I listened to you and you're like, dang, I did mention that this is what I used to like when I was a kid or something, and you got it for me. It might be a $2 piece of candy, but I like being very thoughtful. I like seeing the people around me,
Yeah.
smile and happy. So yeah, I really do enjoy giving gifts. Don't think I'm finna go break the bank tricking off on you and buy you this, you know, thousands of dollar big gifts and stuff.
Well,
I
it's
like more
definitely
thoughtful gifts.
yeah. I think most people when it comes. Well, I ain't gonna say most people because I've seen opposite, but I think a lot of people will rather have a thoughtful gift versus just an
Hmm.
expensive gift. Because somebody that can just throw money at anything, that's
Yeah.
easy for them. They don't have to put much thought into it. But like if you really tap into a woman's soul or tap into that man's soul and get something that really connects with them, I think that's a lot more important. Let's
Right.
reverse a little bit because I know these next two comments are all about the physical touch. But Robbie said I've met people who are totally okay with just a mental connection and nothing else. Yeah, there are people out there that are like that. They are there. Lady
Yeah.
Poetic said you can make time. And you know when on that you can make time, when you was saying, Kev, that some people are busy and things like that, the first thing that popped in my head is that's probably why quickies were invented. For
Right.
those people that
Uh,
work a lot and are constantly doing something, whether it's at
mhm.
home or outside of the home, it was probably somebody that was in need or they were
Mhm.
wanted and they came up with that.
Right.
Tammy
But
said
guess what?
receiving and
Oh, God.
giving, what did it say, are her love language. You
Guess
good?
what
Go
was
ahead.
also guess what was also invented probably during that time? People being put on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? So when you working a lot and stuff, like you probably get home and be like, "Babe, I just work 15 hours a day. Listen, I got to get you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We'll get in this weekend or something." And then that spouse may feel like I'm being put on the back burner. So you can make time, and it is time. You might get home 8 at night. You might have an hour, take a shower, get something to eat, and you got time to do it. But you might put them on the back burner. Hey, you understand, right? I've been busy at work. Yeah, okay, boom, I got you. So you can make time, but sometimes we put people on the back burner too, hoping that they understand. So do you think
And see
was these I got
that flows right into this next one, which is quality
hmm
time.
hmm
It's uninterrupted and focused conversations. One-on-one time is important. And the actions to take is to create special moments, take walks, do small things with your partner. Now, how important is the quality time in your opinion?
I think it's extremely important. I think it may be the most important one because regardless, like we talked the other day about about that pie chart, if you don't
Yeah,
have time to give who's important to you quality time, you need to rearrange some things because you need to prioritize people that's important to you their time. You know what I'm saying? So people get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't nothing but hey, I'll be busy, but 1 hour a day. If it ain't nothing but us sit on the couch and talk about how each other's day was, I think you should fit people in with some quality, uninterrupted time, regardless of how busy you are at work, emails, phone going off, cut the phone off, and give your loved one some quality time. That's very important,
yeah.
in my opinion.
That also flows into. I always tell people to know the person that you're with, because there are a lot of people that need very little time. There are
Yeah.
some people
Hmm.
that operate, and I think we spoke about this a little bit Thursday. There are people that the minimum you can give them, they cool with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all about people knowing who they're with. Rebecca said, I try to get to know likes plus dislikes. And if I know something you like, it can be something like your favorite food. I can get it or cook it. The reaction that I did that for you and you acknowledged it means a lot. That's
Mm-hmm.
facts. Quality time is so important. I agree. Lady Poetic also said that. Yeah, it's that quality time one is that's a tricky one. Only because a lot of times you make the time that you're able to give might not coincide with what the person wants. You know, that person might
Mm-hmm.
decide to have that quality time on a Tuesday, and
Right.
Tuesday might be your most full day. So whatever you give them may not be enough for them. So that's where again communication is key, and that's where the communicative part's gonna come in good at. Because if it's only so much you can give them, then your partner has to say, okay, well, my partner is making an effort. You know, I know that this is all he or she can give me right now, so I gotta appreciate that part of it too. Now, how
I
do you go
also
about handling that if something like that happens?
I also think that that's where the word quality comes in at. You know what I'm saying? Because you just come to see me on the fly and I'm really busy and that ain't quality. You know what I'm saying? You might be spending time with me, but let's make it quality time. Let's get with each other. Like I see somebody put communication is key. Let's
Yeah.
get with each other. Hey, this is when I have my free time. This is when I have my free time. Okay, boom, let's talk and communicate. And now we can actually spend quality time. And whatever the best quality time for you two are, it just is what it is. But yeah, so but what exactly was your question again?
How do you how do you deal with the situation if your quality time does not
Mm.
coincide with your partner's quality time?
Y'all gotta put heads together and wherever the best quality time, because y'all might both be extremely busy. But hey, even though my best time is on my lunch break, let me make it quality time. I'm gonna cut my phone off. We can go on lunch, we can go do a little picnic or something and try to make it quality time to the best of your ability. Like I
You're
said,
always
communicate.
working though, Kev. I don't want a picnic. I want a vacation.
Oh, so you want quality time. Well, hey, we all gonna make time and make what happen. I mean, make it happen for the ones we love. You know
Got
what I'm
to.
saying? Hey, I got to go
Got
look at
to.
that calendar at the job. Hey, listen, big
Gotta work
dog,
it
talk
out.
to your boss. Hey, next month I got to have off this week. Hey, we'll make it happen.
You
We're gonna
gotta
make
make
it
it
happen
happen.
for the people we know we gotta make it happen for. So make it happen.
That
That's
is.
my answer to that.
It's just
All right.
said intimacy, in my opinion, begins with a good conversation and time with each other. If he's into
Oh,
me and my
always,
thoughts, I'm totally invested. Yeah, and
always.
that you get more invested when you know that the person that you're in relationship with or communicating with and trying to grow with is as invested as you are.
Oh yeah.
Robbie said quality time and physical touch are tied for her love language. Tracy said a person must know and must know in all caps, no matter
Mm,
what that you are thought about, there isn't a number on quality time. That's facts.
right. Yeah,
I
I agree.
agree.
It, and
Now,
then like they said on
do you
go ahead.
think, Kev, that people do you think people invest enough in quality time, or do you think that we as people mainly make excuses?
For the ones you love and and you really want, like as a man, when you was pursuing somebody who you want, boy, you did the most. You know what I'm saying? Like you did whatever it took. You know what I'm saying? You would might do some flowers. You might so the ones that you really feel like you want and you love, you'll make it happen. But for the ones that you really don't, so that's why I say that's where ignoring red flags come in at. I hear people say this all the time. People make time for what they want to make time for. That's true. That's true. Like even if they got a job working a lot of hours or whatever, it don't matter. They'll make time at night when they get off. Whatever they're gonna make time for it. So if you don't
Do
really
we tend to
rock with that person, excuses. But if you do, you'll make it work.
do you think that we tend to slack up on that once we get the person?
Oh, of course, yeah. Uh-huh. You ever
We
wanted a
we do
toy
those.
so bad, and then please, I'll do anything. Then when you get that toy, you get tired of it, and you find it in the closet somewhere. Yeah.
Man, there's so many darn toys
Mhm.
around the crib now. It's that same
Uh-huh.
kind of action. When my darn kids darn say they want it and gotta have it, and then
Right.
get it 24
hmm
hours later, it's in the corner somewhere.
Well, my son, he 6 hours later,
Mm.
he take a full day for him.
Lady Poetic said, "Yes, I experienced it."
Uh, so
What's
what do you? I'm trying to
yeah?
see exactly what do she experience.
What do you experience, Lady Poetic?
Like somebody not making time for what they should.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. If
Probably
so,
saying
what I'm saying,
most people take quality time for granted.
I feel like we just really do. I ain't trying to throw shade on nobody because I'm guilty of it as well. We all are. But people are gonna make time for what they see as is important, like for real. You know?
Yeah, I think we all slip. And
Mm,
and here's why though. I don't think it's so much that we purposely slip, but it's impossible for people not to slip when it comes to that, only because your perception of quality time may not match the other person's perception of quality time.
yeah,
You could feel like you're giving quality time. If that other person don't feel like you are,
yeah.
then it's null and void.
Their perception is their reality. Like you
I'm
might be like,
facts.
we chilling at the house. Hey, but we was together, what we? But that person might feel like, nah, man, like put some meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like flowers, get me a little flower, let's talk. Like I'm the type that like somebody said earlier about I forgot what they said, but as far as like setting a tone, communication, getting deep with somebody, I'll throw some music on in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like throw that playlist on. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? How was your day? Oh, it was good. Nah, how good was it? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like let's go deep. You know what I'm saying? So and that don't cost a dime. You feel me? So it all depends. I'm with
Yeah.
you though.
But yeah, and that, like I said, and I'll say it a million times about knowing who you're with. Um, because if you actually know who's requiring that time and what they feel like is quality time, then you know when you're meeting that mark or not.
That's right. Yeah.
T's Butterfly Boutique said, and I think that's where the next question fell at. But said, are either of you guys married? If so, how do you balance work and quality time? You could take that one, Kel. And I think we
Yes, I am.
discussed this Thursday night too.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. I am married. Like I said, Thursday, I used to just work, 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 work. That's all I thought. And would tell my wife, my son, hey, but y'all know I'm working, we got to pay these bills. But now that I've gotten a little older and kind of, I'm not going to say they've gotten more important to me, but I've just gotten a little more wiser. So now it comes a time where, regardless of what needs to be done, you can't do it if you burnt out, what I'm saying, you're tired or you run yourself in the ground. Like, so, I do try to make a conscious effort. My schedule's a lot shorter now. So like I said the other night, I'll tell my son, hey, pick a movie or whatever, family movie that we all can watch. And it might not be nothing but us all sitting on the couch, talking, laughing or whatever, seeing how my wife day was. She gonna tell me about it regardless. I ain't gotta ask her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good with that. That's what I'm here for. So I try to make a conscious effort to when I lay down at night, hey, did I give them some time as well as I gave the rest of the world? You know what I'm saying? So I think I do a little better at it than I used to do. So I try to balance it out best I can.
And I think that's an important part of it that you just said too, giving your family the more time than you're giving the world. Because I think this
hmm
goes for if you're married or even when you're not married. Because even when you're in a relationship that hasn't made it down the aisle yet, you're still building a foundation to get to that point. And any kind of foundation that's being built on solid ground, you're going to have to prioritize, that work, family life, leisure time, like we were talking about. And work can change just like that. You can go into another profession.
hmm Oh
There
yeah.
can be a layoff. All kinds of things can happen. But that home life, that what you're doing with that spouse and those children, building that is a lot
Mhm.
more important than what's going on inside a corporation or something like that. Whether you're working
Mhm.
for somebody or whether you have your own business, it's a lot more. It's a lot more important, in my opinion, to make sure that spouse, since we're talking about love languages, the spouse is taken care of a lot more than that other stuff. And that's something that has to be learned, because a lot of times we subconsciously, without even thinking about it, a lot of times we give work more than we give ourselves, more than we
Oh
give
yeah.
our partners,
Mhm.
more than we give our
Mhm.
children. We're damn near getting a wreck on the way to work, rushing to get to work.
Right.
But when our partners or something say, "Hey, I really need you right now," what do we normally say? "Oh well, when I get home or when I get some time," instead of just rushing to them in that moment.
But something to make you think about that is um, do something that job don't like, and they get rid of you today. They have you replaced tomorrow. Like you got to think about
Man,
that. I'm telling you, them
yeah,
jobs they to get a task done. Yeah, that's how you eat. So you got to kind of balance them, but they have you replaced in 24 hours. So
mhm,
keep that in mind.
big facts.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to. Well, before I go on to the last one, do you think that? How do you think women are measuring up to the quality time aspect of it all? Do you think, as a whole, women will make quality time for the man they're interested in?
Oh yeah, I think as a whole, anybody's gonna do that, but I think women a little more so like. And probably because we may be wired differently. Some women are wired like, hustlers or whatever, but men, kind of think go a little bit more, in my opinion. Like, I got to get this done, I got to get this taken care of. And women, I think in general, it's a little bit more important to them. They want to kind of boo up or they want to chill. Hey, no, I want you inside or whatever, like to watch a movie or something, do a little something intimate. And we're sometimes we know we got to do it, from keep from hearing their mouth, so we'll do it. But I think they're into it a little bit more than we are.
I'll say this: out of the five that I'm looking at, and this isn't a competition at all, but
Mhm.
out of the four that we've talked about words of affirmation, we've talked about physical touch, we've talked about receiving gifts, we've talked about quality time. I think the doggone women have a leg up on us in all four of those areas.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
straight up. I mean, the only one that we might get them on is the I guess receiving gifts can be called like gift giving,
Yeah,
I guess. But because normally, most times, especially when we're talking about back in the day, flowers were bought on the dates. The men would, get the ladies something if they liked them or something like that. But I think now, even that one might be neck and neck. But women are very
yeah,
good at words of affirmation, very good at physical touch, very good at the gifts, very good at that quality time. And it's
yeah.
like you said, a lot of times men will, I don't want to use the E word, but make some excuses for why they can't, you know what I mean, give that quality
Right.
time or whatnot. Nikita said you have to be consistent at all times. I must give the same attention the entire time. Tracy said anyone will make time for what they are invested in. That's not gender biased. That's facts.
Yeah,
Lady
I agree.
Poetic said, sure do. Only way I know how to be. Tracy said, I'm big on time. You give me that, I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very,
Mhm.
very important to a lot of
I
people.
would
A
say
lot of people,
probably
time is more
that's
important
probably
than
yeah, that's all I was gonna say. I think women, that's the one thing that they probably seek from men, and men probably think, oh, they want this. I gotta trick off and buy this and buy that. But really, like, all they really want is your time, bro. Like, when they love you like
yo,
that, I don't think it's really about money. None of that. I think it's really ultimately, they want more of your time. You know what I'm saying?
quality time at that.
Yeah, yeah, quality time.
Definitely quality time. Cause
Mhm.
just being there ain't enough.
Right. Nah, but they gotta understand you can't get too much of it because I gotta be going making sure that other stuff met, you know what I'm saying, as well. You know, so I got bills to pay, I got engagement that I gotta take care of, I got stuff I gotta do. So you can't have all my time.
And see, even with that though, even with that, when you look at certain situations, if that partner is on one like you on one, and they kingdom minded like you are,
Hmm.
that can work out pretty swift too. When you got a real rider that's business minded and that pushes you to be better.
Right.
Because what I've
Hmm.
noticed too about women, and Lady Poetic said, tired of wasting my time. What I've noticed too about women, women are very good at maximizing whatever the man puts in front of them.
Right. Yeah,
Like
I agree.
you can have a business idea, and it ain't even got to be a business. It could be anything with work. You could put that before a woman, and them jokers say, "Hey, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it like this? Or let me help you organize this." And that, a lot of times, man, a strong woman will free up a lot of that time.
Yeah. You know, dang, what's his name? Dame Dash, right?
Mm-hmm.
He talked with a lot of fluff. I mean, you know, a lot of people think he's very arrogant and stuff, which, you know, to each his own. But he got his interview on the Breakfast Club. It was actually a couple of years ago, like 5, 6 years ago. But that's a good one to check out. He talked with a lot of sense on there. And he talked about being surrounded more about women than men. You know what I'm saying? Women really, you get with the right one, they'll really take you places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, and he was saying, I mean, this could or could not be depending on the guys you hang around, but he was basically saying like, what man don't want to be the boss? You know what I'm saying? A man be in competition with you, but a woman, you know, where they're more of a submissive, encouraging mindset. They're more so trying to push you to the top. You know, I don't see a lot of women hating on men. Wow, you know that ain't really how. But you have a lot of men that want to be in your place. You know what I'm saying? So women, it's good to have a good woman. It
definitely.
really is. I don't downplay that at all.
And I saw that interview. That was good.
Mm. Yeah, that was a pretty good interview though.
Yeah, that's facts. The last
Hmm.
one is acts of service.
Hmm.
Acts of
Right.
service said how to communicate it is to let them know you are wanting to help, to lighten their load. And the actions to take is make them breakfast or dinner, go out of your way to help with chores. How well would you say that men in general are with acts of service, in
I
your
think they
opinion?
gotta. We all right. I like doing acts of service. I think women got a leg up on us with that too, though, because you know what I'm saying. They constantly trying to see what they can do to, lighten the load for us. Um, but I enjoy doing that. You know, I don't mind doing a little ripping and running if it can make your day a little better, a little easier. So I don't mind doing it. I enjoy. I'm very appreciative when acts of service are done for me because I'm a firm believer in somebody can throw money at you all day long. They can from the couch send you a cash app on their phone. That's especially if they got it. You know, that's all fine and dandy. It might help you pay a bill, keep your lights on. But an act of service for the most part takes time. You might have to jump through hoops. You might have to, well, I need you to come way over here and do this, and I need to do that. So acts of service mean a little bit more to me. Like, so I'm very appreciative when people perform acts of service for me. I really appreciate it because I realize they ain't just as easy as you know, sending a cash app or something like that, or words of affirmation. You can be telling a lie, but acts of service usually come with some action.
Yeah,
So I'm a little more appreciative with acts of service.
I feel you on that. I'm a Mojo on Wisdom App just wrote something. He said, I found that love languages are not a pick and choose multiple choice option. All of these are important to maintaining loving relationships. The golden rule says to treat others as you would like to be treated. The platinum rule takes it to another level. Treat others as they want to be treated. That requires that we know what our partners prefer and choose that for them. Shouldn't we be, he also says, shouldn't we be hearing from a woman about what women want and think? Yes, we should, and we actually are. There, in the comments. Everybody on Wisdom app, you can't see the comments on Facebook and YouTube, but yeah, there are a lot of women in here giving their input and telling us what they want, what they desire, or whatnot. Now, in order to see that, you can go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, which is King Shit Productions. There's a lot more that you get when you subscribe to the YouTube channel because you get to, like I said, see all of the comments from the different viewers, and you get to see us as well. But
give me 30 seconds while you talk about that.
okay, but yeah, like Kev was saying, those acts of service are so important because with physical touch, we all have been in situations where you're with somebody and they can do things that come along with that physical touch and make you think that it's all about you. And then once that touch is over, you might not hear from them again, or you might see that they move on to the next person. Words of affirmation can pretty much go to the same line because that's why you hear so many women, especially now, talk about how they're hearing the same things from men every day, different men. Receiving gifts, that kind of goes with what we were saying with the if they have the means to do it, then it's easy for them to do it. There doesn't have to be much thought put into it. Quality time, that's a huge one because, like we've already said, people make time for what they want. And not only do you get that time, but when it's quality time, then it's not just two bodies being in one place. You know what I mean? There's a deeper connection in that. Acts of service is extremely important because, for the most part, you're not going to do for somebody that you don't want to do for. So when you're going out of your way to do things, especially things that they need and they desire, that's a lot. Tracy said anchor. That's the word. All five fall in line once you know. Most definitely. And all five are a lot more important and utilized better when you know the person that you're with. When you really grow something with somebody and that other person is doing things when they're thinking about you first, when all of those things that line up, their actions move by what they know that you like, what you enjoy, what's going to bring you happiness, then it's a beautiful thing. But I could have sworn, and Kev, you can help me out with this. I know we just went over 5 of them, but I could have sworn somebody was saying that there was a 6th love language. Have you ever heard that?
No, what is it then? I mean, I feel like that pretty
I don't
much
know.
cover
I can't even
everything.
remember what they said, but if anybody that's watching has ever heard that there was a 6th love language, throw it in the comments because I heard that there was. Tammy said you actually already did a show about what women want. That's facts. I did do a show about what women want.
But yeah, we got what words of affirmation,
Has
physical
anybody
touch,
heard receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of
receiving
service?
gifts, acts of service. I
I
don't know
know
what
I'm not
else it
crazy.
could be.
I saw somewhere where there was. Anybody on Wisdom, have you guys heard of a 6th love language? And I guess I could go to the most famous person on the planet, Google, but I don't even feel like doing that right now.
Would words of affirmation would that fall under acknowledgement? Maybe like nah.
Oh no, because see, Shonda said good evening. Yes, I have, but I don't remember which one. See, I knew I wasn't crazy. Yeah, there was talks about a 6th one, but hey, I don't know, man. What do
So
you
what's yours? What's your favorite one to receive?
I'm real big, and this may sound crazy. I love words of affirmation.
Yeah.
I love that joke that hey, you're doing a good job. You know, I'm proud of you. You know, things like that. That really gets my kneecaps shaking.
I'm
Tracy
gonna
said
say
the 6th, fully appreciating your person, who they are. There you go. Thank you, Tracy. I
appreciate.
knew it was
Okay.
6th. But yeah, I'm huge on the words of affirmation. let me ask this: which one do you have the most trouble with getting, not doing, but with receiving?
So which one don't I receive a lot, or
Don't you
the one?
receive well? Like you have trouble like really appreciating it, I guess.
Uh, Believe it or not, you might, if somebody say this, they might feel like, oh, well, you don't like to have sex a lot. But physical touch, that's the one that I can probably, that's probably last on my list. You ain't got to be touching all on me, rubbing all on me all the time. Like,
You know,
physical touch, I ain't got to get that all the time. But that other stuff is pretty important to
Shonda said quality time for her.
me. So she ain't really got
I
to
think
have. So
mine.
she got a long distance relationship.
Well, see, I think she said. I think she's saying that that's the one that's toughest for her to. Well, I'm guessing you're saying that's the one that's toughest for you to accept or get. Mine would probably be the acts of service, only because a lot of times, especially with men, a lot of times we like to, if we need something or something, we like to kind of do it ourselves.
Yeah, we do it. Yeah, yeah, we can do it
So I don't think
ourselves.
we too
Yeah,
good at accepting acts of service,
yeah. I don't. It's some needy people though, boy. They're working in the ground.
especially
So,
now.
oh yeah. Want you to do everything for them. So yeah.
What do
I
you
used to gifts wasn't a huge thing until till you feel getting what you want and you ain't had to pay for it. That's a good feeling now. That's a good feeling. So so
bruh?
I don't begin. I can
I
get
used to
used to
be.
that gift.
It feels good, especially when
Oh
it's
yeah.
like you said, something you want.
Yes,
Especially when
sir.
it's something
And
you want,
you keep your wallet in your pocket. Oh yeah, we can do
and
this again,
especially
baby.
when it's from somebody you want it from. That's big,
Yeah, yeah. It's hard for me to receive things. Tell me how you feel about this. It's hard for me to receive things that from somebody I don't want to receive it from. Like you just said.
yo.
Yeah, so
Facts.
that might be a hard thing for me to do. Unless it's somebody I want it from. I'm like, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
But when you think about it, unless you're like a scammer or just somebody that's
Yeah.
selfish, it's pretty hard to receive anything from people that you have no connection with or you don't like at all.
Yeah.
Now,
Uh-huh.
granted, it's a lot of them out there though,
Oh
and a
yeah.
lot of times, I think I think we say that women are like that more than women say that we're like that. And
Like
sometimes I don't even be I think it'd be a lot of cap. With a lot of dudes that be saying stuff like that, women don't even really be asking them for nothing or trying to get
right.
nothing out of them. It's
Yeah.
sometimes it
Yeah.
just seems like those particular ones just don't like women.
Yeah. You're right.
Shonda
I be
said,
feeling
yes, it's tough to receive it because I'm in a long distance relationship, but I can say it's harder for my boyfriend than me.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering do they make time? Do they have like a once a month we're gonna get to see each other, we're gonna make it happen? Because
How do you
if
guys how do you guys work that out, Shonda, if you don't mind us asking with the quality time part? Tammy said I actually have the love language book by Gary Chapman. I will check and let you know if there is more languages tomorrow. Okay, I appreciate that. Because I know six of them puppies, but hey, if those love the way those love languages work and with how they popped on the scene, it might be eight or
yeah.
nine of them in a couple of years. People
Oh
can
yeah,
keep adding to it.
uh it became pretty popular. Like when they
Hmm.
came out with a little
Now,
test and all that.
what's the max, Kev, that you could, um, as far as distance goes? What's the limit for how far a woman could live from you that you were in a relationship with?
It really don't matter how far as long as we got something like we asked the young lady there. As long as we got some type of system in place, I don't need to go, and this is just me. Well, a month, that's about my max. So that probably would have been a better question for me. What's the longest I'm trying to go without seeing you? I drove trucks for a minute, and I was gone like 3 weeks to a month at a time. Oh man, like that was killing me. Like so, a month. That's that threshold. I can't go longer than a month.
Yo,
Can't go long because first of all, I'm gonna want to, spend all them love languages gonna get amplified
Tracy said
in
on,
that time.
yo, Tracy said quality time is not always in the physical. Most definitely. You're absolutely right on that. There's a lot of ways to exhibit quality time.
Oh yeah, they
Robbie
got
said, I don't think
FaceTime
that
and all
sixth one was made official. Well, we made it official tonight.
that.
It's official now. But y'all, that's what I think the Storm and the Kangaroos trying to mess with us a little bit. So we're gonna end on a high note. But this was the first episode of Smooth Saturdays that we did. We appreciate everybody on Facebook. We appreciate everybody on YouTube, everybody on Wisdom app. We'll be coming back every freaking Saturday at 9 o'clock p.m. King Shit Talk is always every Thursday. Also every Thursday, either 8 or 8:30. But I always let you guys know in advance which one. Go to YouTube and subscribe to King Shit Productions. If there's anything that you would like for Kev and I to discuss on Smooth Saturdays, just shoot me a message and we'll make it happen for you. Kev, give them your handles.
Hey man, I ain't too huge on it, but I'm on Facebook, Mr. Dot Evans. You know what I'm saying? To see
The
what all I'm
Kangaroos got
into on
Kev,
that.
y'all.
But
You hear me, Kev?
yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I guess not. But
Can you hear me?
y'all, them Kangaroos got Kev moving slow mo.
You can't hear me? I
I
can hear
can
you.
now.
I can hear you good. But like I said,
Yeah, I
you can't
got
hear
you
me
now.
right. All right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
too
you
big
good.
on it, man. But Mr. Evans is my Facebook. If you want to see what I'm into, what I got going on. But other than that, like I ain't too huge on the social media. I hop on there, look at some funny videos from time to time, or if I need to learn something. But other than that, I ain't too big on it. Maybe I'll get it popping a little bit more since I'm gonna be on here every Saturday hanging out.
Yup. And Shonda said, I didn't see it, but it just popped up. Said, yes, we're now working on scheduling ahead and picking which day works best for both of us. It sucks that we may not see each other for a month, but then it feels great when we do. Well, I could just say
Right.
this, Shonda. Y'all keep pressing forward. Keep what you want in the forefront, and all the noise, let it brush to the side. So y'all keep doing what works
And,
for you.
and
She
y'all
said it's
spice it
cool.
up too, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you.
Hey, when I was over the road, so I used to stay in hotels. I used to call my lady on FaceTime. We'll find a movie like on Netflix and be like, on the count of three, press play and play it at the exact same time. So, we watching a movie together, you know what I'm saying? So just find things to do. It's ways that FaceTime is a mug. So,
Yeah,
y'all can stay strong like that.
yep. And everybody, Shonda said, will do. Tracy said, thank you guys. And Robbie, none of these are official. We made them official tonight. They're official now. All of them official now. But we
Right.
appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all again next Saturday at 9 o'clock. And shoot those ideas to us, because anyone that's been rocking with me for a good amount of time already knows that if you give me an idea, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna become a episode. So appreciate you, Kev. We'll
Yes,
be back
sir.
next week, brother man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Already, man. You too. See y'all next week.